Welcome to the Boat US Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship. This week, we're in Camden, Tennessee on Kentucky Lake, where 80 collegiate anglers from across the country have come to fish the 2009 Tennessee River Rumble.
We are down in Camden, Tennessee on the Tennessee River below Kentucky Lake, fishing the Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship.
Kentucky Lake, it's been good. You can go out there and catch 60, 70 fish a day.
It's one of the best ledge fisheries in the nation as far as most of the pro anglers are concerned.
This year, Kentucky Lake's water level is uncharacteristically high due to heavy rainfall.
We've got a massive flood down here. Everything's muddy. They're pulling all gates open on Kentucky Barkley, and which is like ridiculous. It's like 270,000 cubic feet per second.
With the water being real high right now, it's abnormally high, about 4 foot over summer pool. So the water's up in the woods pretty good, and so it's scattering the fish to a lot of unfishable water.
Here are the schools competing in the Tennessee River Rumble. Before we head out on the water, let's get a quick tip from FLW Touring Pro Clark Wendland.
Clark, it's mid to late spring on Kentucky Lake. Flooded conditions. What advice do you have?
I think the way to win the tournament this week at Kentucky Lake is going to be fishing bushes, fishing brush that's flooded. We've got buck bushes, we've got willow trees, there's going to be some flooded trees in the water. The water's really, really high. The key to me is going to be patterning the bushes, where the fish are. Are they on point bushes? Are they way back in the bays, in the pockets? Or are they out on the main lake? They could be just about anywhere, but patterning those bushes is going to be a big key. Now, another key is actually when you're pitching in those bushes, if the fish are actually spawning, it's the time of the year for the spawn, you're going to have to make repeated casts a lot of times into a bush. Get it in there, jig it up and down, right where you want it to be, and a lot of times it'll take a little bit of time for that fish to bite. You can catch a lot of big fish this way. I think braided line may be a big deal. I think it's definitely the way the tournament will be won on Kentucky Lake.
We're at Kentucky Lake for the Tennessee River Rumble. Let's get out on the water.
I think we got about 18, give or take a pound or two, but I don't really know how the other guys are doing so far. I mean, we've got some good fish. If we can just get that fifth fish, I think we'll have a pretty good shot. I mean, we've been catching 4 pound plus fish pretty consistently. If we can get one more of those guys, it'd be smooth sailing, I think.
David caught one cranking, and I caught one this morning on a spinnerbait. And just slowed on, I guess, right where that flood, the waters, since Kentucky Lake's up, we caught him right where that waters came up. And David caught one on a fish.
Pass on. Another short fish. All the fish that have been 15 inches or more definitely appear to be 3 pounds or so. Rare species. Wrong size.
Eyes on everything. Good fish, good fish. He thinks he is, I believe. Yep, he's hooked on the outside of the mouth. I'm gonna fix the swing. Put the net in the water. Put the net in the water. Do not stab that fish. Make sure. Good fish, man. Good fish. That's one of the ones in there. Good job. Watch out. He's on the outside of the bush with a spinnerbait, but he's supposed to be in the middle of it. That was just so maybe that cold front we got coming through is making these fish eat a little bit better. The key to what I'm doing with a spinnerbait is you have to get close enough to hit the bush with the spinnerbait. Just a little one.
Oh, dude, feels fantastic. What do you think, Lee, on the wall, man?
Yeah.
Come visit me in a couple years, man.
it's a thrill just to catch fish. I mean, tournament or joy fishing. Whether you catch a big one or not, I'd rather go all day catching small ones than in 5 or 6 hours catching nothing. I mean, it's kind of frustrating when you feel that nibble. You're kind of hoping it might measure, and then you see something like that. But like I said, it's the love of the sport, man. You got a fish on the line, bring it in. It's going to be a decent day. Might be frustrated with your standings, but if you're catching fish, you're having a good time. At least for me, anyway.
The students competing in collegiate angling have become great ambassadors for the sport of bass fishing, and the industry's top pros have taken notice.
I think this event really is grooming kids for the future, and not necessarily every one of these kids is going to be a professional fisherman, but it's where the bulk of the professional fishermen, they're going to be there in 2, 3, 4 years are going to come from. They're going to come from the Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship. This is where they're going to come from. And it's great to see. I mean, the whole sport is being amped up through these young kids learning and knowing and figuring out how to catch bass in tournament situations, and I think it's just going to elevate the whole sport.
It's really so good to see all of these young guys out here that are very knowledgeable about bass fishermen, real skilled fishermen, really know what they're doing, and to really just see the light in their eyes, the fire in their eyes, and how jacked up they are about getting out there and going fishing, and I like that.
Yeah, I've seen all these anglers are just so excited about fishing, and man, they get out there and they try so hard, and they face all the same trials and tribulations that I face since I make my living as a professional angler. If this would have been around when I was in college, I'm sure I would have fished it.
It's just so amazing, and what makes it even more amazing is the caliber of the students that are involved. Every year after year, we are so impressed with what they bring to the table when they come to this event.
College bass fishing is very important to the future of fishing and our bodies of water as they are as a whole, because you're bringing a generation of anglers out onto the water, letting them experience competition, let them experience time out on the water, and earning them an appreciation for how important it is to take care of these fisheries for the long term.
We'll be back with more from the Boat US Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship. Taking an early lead was Zach Cottle and Joe Landry from LSU Shreveport.
This is going to do it. A new leader already at 1968, 19.68 pounds. Great job.
Their lead seemed to hold until the University of Tennessee Knoxville took the stage.
Oh my goodness gracious, we're looking for 1969 to take the lead. If we can get them to sit still. 1971, it locked on 1971. Great job, new leader.
With only one team left to weigh in, UT Knoxville was poised to take home top honors at the Tennessee River Rumble. The final team to weigh in was Adam Hawk and Andy Southard from Western Kentucky University.
So what we're looking for here is 20.72 pounds to win this thing, Adam. You think you got it? How about 26.89? Whoa!
That was pretty good. We definitely didn't think we had that big of a bag, but we thought we had like 23 pounds, and then we had 2 dead fish, so we were thinking that probably the dead fish was going to be the pound penalty, would put us at 22 pounds. So.
Well, with the competition out here, it's incredible. It's incredible. There's, I don't know how many bags, full fish limits today, and very impressed with the fishery. And it was an honor to be here and to be on top.
We ended up second place. I was pretty satisfied with it. Going into it in practice, we caught some good fish, but I didn't think we would catch the fish we caught today, so I was pleased with it.
Let's take a look at the final standings for the Tennessee River Rumble. Thanks for watching the Boat US Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship. See you next week.